Testing. What's up guys, Zenith back again from another hiatus, and I really do apologize again for this one. The past semester has been pretty crazy, especially in the last month, and this is a semester that's really important to me, so I just wanted to make sure I was all caught up in everything before I went back into making videos. However, I'm all caught up now, and it came at a perfect time because I got a lot of cool stuff coming in for you guys. I've spent the last month testing different products for different companies, and I'm really excited to showcase everything that I've been working on, and I think you guys will be really excited too to see what I have in store. So major shoutouts to the guys from Battle Beaver Customs, as well as Austin from Smashproof. It's been an honor to work and talk with you guys, testing everything the last few months. So yeah, big things in store soon. And that actually kind of relates to the topic of this video. I've actually been asked about my current controller, as well as different questions relating to my controller. And these questions have been kind of accumulating over the past couple months, so I wanted to make one video just kind of addressing everything. Anything from different parts of my controller to how I carry my controller. And I felt like talking about it would be a great transition into basically the second part of this, I guess, kind of two-parter, because this controller is kind of on its way out the door metaphorically, but literally coming in today through the door is a package containing a lot of the things I'm going to be using to make my new controller, which is going to be the next video. So stay tuned for that. I can already tell it's going to be a blast just kind of filming that video and showing you guys all the cool stuff that's going to be coming out that I'm going to have in that controller. So once again, thank you guys for all the continued support and staying with me even through all the hiatuses and everything. It really does mean the world to me, and I hope you enjoy everything that's going to be coming up real soon. Alright, so starting off, here's the bag I carry everything in. It's pretty much just your regular standard bag you see most Smash players have. Now the problem with these bags is, of course, they're really flimsy. Now, most of the time, if I'm just going to a local or traveling short distance to, say, a friend's house to play Smash Brothers, I just throw my controllers in here. However, if I'm traveling more of a long distance and I want more protection for my controllers, I do put them in a case in order to protect them. Now, this was actually a question I just got asked, which was, what kind of cases do you recommend? Because certain companies do offer traveling cases, and the method that I currently use for that are using Yu-Gi-Oh tins, because of course I'd be using something this nerdy to carry my controllers. These originally weren't mine, and I didn't play Yu-Gi-Oh at that time, so I actually have no idea what generation these shapes are exclusive to, if that even is the case. However, it is, of course, from around 2010. Now, it's a big coincidence, but Yu-Gi-Oh tins, at least these kinds of tins, happen to be pretty much the exact perfect size for a GameCube controller. Now I say almost perfectly because it's just the slightest bit too short for them. As you can see with this one that has a bit of a window, you can see that the control stick is pressed up against it. So if it was literally millimeters taller, it would be the perfect carrying case. However, it does do its job. So if you have any of these tins lying around, or you can buy them just online for super cheap, empty, you can put your controller in there and have it protected for when you travel. Now, the reason why I have two controllers is because one of them is for Smash 4, one of them is for Melee. I do tend to enter both Smash 4 and Melee if there happens to be both going on at the same time. And if you didn't know already, I do use Battle Beaver trigger plugs in my controller, which works perfectly for Melee, however, doesn't work for Smash 4 unless you have your Smash 4 controller modified to work with the trigger plugs, which I didn't yet. I guess starting off with this controller because the one video where I showcased this actually caused a lot of questions about it. Now I gotta say, appearance-wise, this is my favorite controller. I have the back of the Club Nintendo controller, the light blue from that, which is pretty much my favorite color of controller ever produced, and a clear front just because I thought it looked pretty cool. The D-pad is stock and the buttons are Battle Beaver Custom white buttons. Of course, they look super nice, clear on the top with a white base and with regular triggers. Now, when I showed this controller last, a lot of people have asked about what these cool clear thumbsticks are, and now I'm finally able to answer that question. These are prototypes of the clear control sticks and the C-sticks offered now by Smashproof. I'm not sure if they're going to be up at the exact moment that this video goes up, so make sure you check out Smashproof for any updates on when they're going to open, which will be very, very soon. I will have a separate video going, of course, in depth with these, but just know that they do work very well, and they are very, very grippy, which is something I do like. My Melee controller has been with me for now almost a year, I believe. I got this on Amazon back when they cost 20 bucks. However, as we all know, they've kind of skyrocketed lately. It is the white controller, the Smash 4 type. I didn't do too much to personalize this except for that Pachimari sticker, as well as putting the light blue buttons from Battle Beaver Customs on here. The control stick and the C stick are the same ones from my original controller, so they're pretty worn down. Honestly, this controller has kind of seen better days. It's pretty worn out now. The control stick box actually kind of squeaks when I move it from time to time. However, it's still broken in and tailored to my liking, so it is the one I'm still currently using. It's just white on white, everything's pretty much stock. It is proudly property of Plop Club, although it used to say Plop Club. The way that he signed it, I got to meet Plop at Shine, and he was nice enough to sign a bunch of things. So yeah, that's pretty cool. In terms of internal modifications to either one of these controllers, there are none. The only thing I did to this controller was I actually cut the wire on the back to the rumble, just so I didn't have to deal with the headache of turning off rumble every time. Both the boards and the wires of these controllers are the white variant of the Smash 4 controllers. On the end, I always like to have like a little line of some kind of tape, just for when I'm, say, at a random setup and I go, hey, can you unplug me if I'm going away from the setup? I just have to say the one with the black stripe. If you did notice what this is, I was testing the dashback of these controllers. Neither of these controllers have very good dashback. Neither of them can shield drop. They don't suffer from snapback issues. However, in every other department, they're pretty much average. And this controller averaged getting a successful dashback around 11 out of 20 times, which is just about average. I also have I also bought charms representing the characters I play at a tournament I was at, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, what you see in front of you are just two pretty basic controllers besides the shells and the buttons. Like I said, there's no real internal modification besides just cutting a wire. The triggers are ever so slightly modified, and that's because I did cut the springs that go inside of them, which is another video that I previously made. And I do have trigger braces in both of them just because that's like a small preference of mine. Again, I have a previous video. I'm gonna link all these videos I'm referencing in the description because I have talked about it before, but just letting you know once again, I do like a lighter press for my triggers, so I did cut the springs and I do have the trigger braces inside both of them. Now, one of the biggest questions I've been ignoring until now is this tape thing that I have on my right trigger. You can see that this one came out pretty bad. It looks more like one of those pizza roll things from Tostino's, but the whole purpose of that is because I grip my controller like this. If you haven't seen my video on claw or on different melee grips, this is how I grip my controller. Thumb covers B, A, and C stick. My pointer finger covers Y, middle finger covers Z, and my ring finger shields. Because I do that, it's kind of awkward for my ring finger to press all the way down, so just using this tape to just have an elevated trigger just really helps me out. Now, funny enough, I've been working with Austin from Smash Proof, and he's been nice enough to help me design kind of a more official raised trigger so I don't have to have this tape thing on it anymore. So just out of curiosity, if this sounds like anything that you guys would want, if you guys play claw or if you guys even just play stock and just want to have a raised elevated trigger to alleviate hand pain or have your fingers resting higher if that's what you prefer, I'd be really curious to know, would this be something that a lot of people would be interested in? Because whenever people see my controller, they do ask me, what is this tape thing? I remember even when I handed my controller to Plop, he asked me, oh, do you have hand pains? What's the purpose of this tape thing? So I think it's a relatively unexplored concept to have raised buttons or triggers, but if you guys are interested, definitely let me know. I'd be really interested to see. So yeah, this is my current setup of controllers. Like I said, I am getting new products in from different controller companies, and I'm really excited to show you guys what the finished product of putting those all together is going to look like. So stay tuned for that. I hope this kind of addressed different like small questions you guys might have had about my controller. It's pretty basic for somebody who talks about different controller things all the time. There isn't really too much to it, which makes me even more excited to show you guys the controller coming next, because that one will actually have the cool new controller technologies offered by Battle Beaver Customs that I will be able to showcase. Thanks again for watching. This has been Zenith, signing off.